What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another profile here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name's Tam, and today I'm going to be showing you my Kurama deck profile that I played for the Symbol Showdown Campus Championship. So, with that said, if you'd like the profile, make sure you go and check out all the matches. They'll be on a separate playlist here on the channel, or watch us live out on twitch.tv/TCG University every Tuesday. With that, let's jump into it. All right, so Kurama. If you haven't seen one of my deck profiles before, welcome to the channel. As well as opposed to just reading off the cards verbatim, I kind of want to give you more of an elevator pitch of what the deck wants to do, as opposed to just reading off the cards. Right? That sounds really lame and unfun. So what I want to do with this Kurama deck is, I love the card Ovipositor Charger, and I wanted to take and get around the Deadlock Reversal ability on Ovipositor Charger with Kurama's ability, and essentially make myself a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-hander for the turn. So if I've got Ovipositors in my discard pile and one in my hand, I can block with it with Kurama and then respond with Kurama and then play them as a reversal. Once I play it as a reversal, I can say in hands for the rest of this turn. I can play copies of Ovipositor from my hand as if they were in, or from my discard pile as if they were in my hand. And so now I've got 3 extra 1 mid blocks inside of my discard pile and not having to use resources from my hand. So this is just like the main play of the deck. And so I made the deck want to utilize that as a super cool, super rad combo. And so that is it. As well as on my turn, whenever I take and I play an Ovipositor, if it hits them, I can respond with him and make it not count as progressive, so I can play really big attack strings if I draw it as such. This character can be both the most defensive and the most offensive character in the game, depending on the cards that he's given. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into the profile. The first attack that I want to talk about is, well, I mean, Ovipositor. We just talked about it plenty, but this card has got a ton of synergy inside of the deck. I think this card is very, very slept on, and this card has got a lot of moving pieces, moving parts. I talked about it for a bit beforehand, but I really can't stress just how strong this card feels inside of this deck. It makes blocking easier, it makes attacking easier. It's just an overall good card. The big thing you got to worry about is it is a 2-check, so make sure that you do your math accordingly. Speaking of 2-checks, the other big card is Rose Whiplash. This card combos with Reversal, which this card is a reversal, even though it is Deadlock Reversal. Deadlock is a gate as opposed to not being there. It does exist on the card. So the thing about Rose Whiplash is it is actually the main attack card in our deck. Normally, whenever I get to combo with a Rose Whiplash, it goes off, it pops off, but I normally don't get the +4/+4. I normally just get to pick up a card. And a cool thing about Rose Whiplash, and the reason this deck is so awesome, is I get to pick up Ovipositor and then play a bunch of Ovipositors. So I was consistently playing 4 Ovipositors every single turn, both on my opponent's turn and on my turn, depending on when everything happened. But Rose Whiplash is the main, the +4/+4 gain 4 is the main kill condition in the deck. Make that thing absolutely massive and then sling it at him. We're playing 4 Precise Blow. This is more of an action than anything. It's just a 1 mid for 3. Very rarely do we get to combo with it, but sealing a card and stuffing it into the card pool is super, super strong, especially with how many combos are going around. There was some decks that I fought inside of the Campus Championship that their entire gimmick was having a stun on a card previously. Well, it seals that card, and 2, it puts a card from the top of their deck into their card pool, just making progressive harder, and so on and so forth. This card was incredible, and if you are not playing this card inside of these 3 symbols, if you've got the room, you definitely should be, just off the back of the defensive capabilities of Precise Blow. We're playing 4 Curse Splat because it shares 4 symbols with our character, and it's got this really gnarly 1 low block. I'll block with a Curse Splat, play as Kurama, commit a card. My next one doesn't count as progressive. Very, very good. And then if it deals damage, I'm going to gain 2 life. I only have 17 vitality, which is very much an issue. A strong breeze blows me over, and I don't have as much life gain in this deck as I want. The only life gain are Curse Splat and Rose Whiplash. I gotta make that work the best I can. And so making sure that I can block low, make sure I get my next block to happen. It does not make the attack ignore progressive, but Kurama gets to do that. My last 2 cards are just one-ofs. We're playing 1 Jupiter Jazz. Mainly this thing is to just draw the 2 free cards, as well as I'm going to pick up a non-attack. We are playing Punch and Judy in this deck, and we'll get to that later, but picking up Punch and Judy on the reversal is very, very strong. It's also got a 2 high block, which is the main reason it's inside of the deck. And then my last low block is launching Whip Strike. It's actually just a really solid card on my turn in order to push and punish and make them not want to block this. It's a 5 low for 4, which is great. It says my next reversal attack this turn gets +2 speed, +2 damage. They all are reversals. They all get +2/+2. But sometimes I just don't even bother with it because smacking them and just getting in that little chip damage might be the thing that happens. Or toss a Rose Whiplash and it gets +6/+6. So it's pretty solid. On to the assets, because I actually think the assets are more important inside of the deck than the actions. We're playing double Fiddlesticks. So the reason this card is so unbelievably important inside of this deck, to the point where like I would maybe even off-symbol it, is once I smack you with an Ovipositor, I'll put it inside of my momentum, I'll stack it with Fiddlesticks, I'll pick it back up, and now I block. I've got access to all my Ovipositors, both on my turn and on your turn. As well as I said, the main kill card in the deck is Rose Whiplash. And if I can play Rose Whiplash every turn, then not only do I have a Rose Whiplash, but I've got another reversal because of how this card works. And so I'll attack you with it on my turn, use the combo, give it for 4, put it underneath my character as momentum, use Fiddlesticks, put it on top of my deck, destroy a foundation here, block reversal. I'll pick up maybe another Rose Whiplash, and then I'll smack you with it. It'll go under. I'll play an attack, and I just get to play this card every single turn. And 9 lows for 9 that gives me 9 life every turn is incredibly strong. If you have not picked up a playset of Fiddlesticks, do so before they rotate. Fun card. We're playing one Cormorant. This character has to block, and one of the big things about this deck is it does have an issue killing people, but what it does not have an issue with is living. It is super good at living, and so being able to keep just a 1 mid block just chilling in your staging area, as well as a break or 2, is not super relevant because I want a reversal, but I mean it might be depending on the situation. Just having a 1 mid block just chill and making sure my opponent has to just play around that is very strong. And last action we're playing is one Pit. It says that all attacks lose safe. There are plenty of decks running around. If Kurama fought a base, this would have to be inside of the deck. It just says that their cards don't have keywords, and they can't gain keywords. So like Coffee Sombra or something like that doesn't exist either. Up next, onto the actions. We're playing 4 Let's Cut Loose, kind of in the same vein as Cormorant. I need to make sure that I can block, and full block the better. So just add whatever block that I need. Draw an additional card, as well as it checks a 6, which is important, just like making sure that I can pass good stuff. This card is very much needed inside of all Kurama, just because blocking is so damn important. Next, we're playing 4 Big Shot Punch. As I said, Kurama has an issue with killing people, and this is one of the main ways that we get to do it. Just taking and tossing on +12 damage, and then we're looking at Big Shot Judy for +12 speed. Super relevant effect, as well as -12 damage or -12 speed inside of the turn. Minus 3 speed means that I get to pretty much auto block and then poke you with my reversal. Playing the block, poke game is really good, especially with Punch and Judy. And sometimes with the Big Shot Punch, I don't even have to block it. Maybe it just make you waste your resources trying to put it back up to the damage. Onto the foundations. I kind of put these into a couple of different categories. And the first category is the try and kill you category. So we're playing for a Worthy Vessel. This card is the best card to be used on Rose Whiplash, just because it says pay 1 vitality to do a thing, and then Rose Whiplash says gain 4, which is a very hefty amount of life. Response or enhance lose vitality +2 damage. The minus damage almost never happens because we want to full block everything, but the flip remove a card is very solid whenever my opponent's got stuff inside their cheeky stuff they're doing inside their discard pile. Up next, we're playing the Yoko Spirit. Excuse me. This card just says that I get to force one of my attacks through. +3 speed is insane, and then if it's blocked, it still deals the damage, so I can respond with Kurama. I think the fact that Kurama has a check of 5 to make sure this stuff doesn't count as progressive is really silly. It probably should have been check of 4, but either way, this card just guarantees that one of my things just doesn't count. Onto the free builds, we're playing double Sense of Morals. This card says that it doesn't count as progressive. We are playing, as you saw, 8 2-checks, and so building big strings on turn 1 are important because of our 17 health, and so we're playing it risky by only by playing a bunch of high difficulty foundations. Well, we have to make sure that some of them are guaranteed, like Sense of Morals. Speaking of the guarantees, we've got 4 Fallen Angels in the Help Me Build category. This card says that after I play it, reveal the top card of my deck. I can discard it if, oh no, it was a 2-check. Well, not only did I put an Ovipositor on my discard pile because it was a 2-check, but now I made sure that I didn't just check a 2 whenever I need to play my next foundation. There's plenty of times where I'd reveal a 5 or even a 6 and be like, oh, I can play this, and I guarantee pass it. This is guarantees builds, especially on turn 1, turn 2. You got to stay ahead of them. Remember, you're playing a reversal deck. If you don't have foundations to block with, then you're going to lose the game. We're playing 4 Profane Sanctuary. This card is just to find Ovipositors in our discard pile. That's pretty much it. It's a 0/5, 3 high block. It's the opposite of Fallen Angels. The Breaker doesn't necessarily matter because I'm not throwing big attack strings on my turn unless we are playing Ovipositor Change, in which case the anti-breaker is very important. Up next, we're playing 4 Reborn Human, a bit of a defensive card. This card just says that while it's in the card pool, I gain 1 vitality. I don't necessarily care about the minus to the difficulty to play attacks. It's fine. It's not spectacular. But yeah, after an attack deals damage, gain a life. That's what I need when I've got 17. We're playing Double Trusted Keeper. The point of the card is actually to have, just like Kurama, to have a mid-block in our hand, as well as enhance, add this card from my to my hand, commit one of my opponent's foundations. So there was plenty of times where I'd be trying to play cool Ovipositor loops or Rose Whiplash loops, and as I'm playing these 2 cards, my opponent has a foundation that's just going to stop me. Well, I'll lift this up to my hand on my turn and commit that card, and so that they can't respond, flip, respond, whatever, and then play out my turn, and at the end, whenever these don't count towards progressive, play my Trusted Keeper back on a 2, and then build it back into my staging area. There are plenty of times where I've had like 2 of these, right? This card was super, super good. The only issue that we have with it is it does get demolished by Sense of Morals. It's add 1 card to your hand for your opponent to forever get to ready foundations. But yeah, it's fine. It's not amazing. On to more defense. We're playing 3 Telekinetic Mastery. You saw how many 6 checks. We're playing 12 actions with 6s, or just commit a foundation. This thing gets -2 speed or -2 damage. Maybe the -2 damage might be to the point where I don't have to block it. -2 speed means I get to guarantee block it and then reversal. Card's super important. Playing 4 Fei for Speed Hate. We got to block things. We're playing a reversal deck. And being able just to, hey, -3 speed. If you give it a speed buff or damage buff, I'll commit the face down with Telekinetic Mastery in order to give it some extra. Super good card. We're playing 4 Rhythmic Fighting Style. This is honestly just in here for throw hate. Very rarely could you possibly plan B somebody with this or make them not be able to play the game because they don't have any attacks in their deck. Well, I will say that this is a little counterproductive for a Kurama deck just because it says if it's completely blocked, remove it before the damage step. And so that means 1, it does not do damage, and 2, the window does not open up for me to play a reversal. So blocking with attacks feels bad whenever I'm playing Rhythmic Fighting Style because like the whole gimmick of my deck is to block with an attack and reversal them with it. But if they've got a 12 damage throw that's going to do, you know, a third of my life, I'm super down with blocking one of my attacks and not taking that damage. The last cards are just tech cards. We're playing 1 Living Pendulum. This card says after my opponent plays an ability that modifies the speed of an attack, cancel it. There's plenty of stuff inside the game that are like, hey, randomly +3 speed. Oh, did you Judy your own attack? Absolutely not. I need to make sure that I can make sure I can block whatever I need to. There was one point where this card got stunned, and I just got to Sense of Morals and ready this over and over and over again, and they just weren't allowed to do anything with speed. Playing 1 Wandering Empire for the same reason, just lets me ready cards back up. Forcing myself to block something then play a reversal is incredibly important, and being able to re-ready things like rhythmic fighting style to make sure that when I full block stuff, I don't take the extra throw damage is important. This card's also really good against big shotgun decks, especially with shotgun just running around. It's good. Playing 1 Initiate Launch, response after you play a keyword, hint, hint, reversal, ready this foundation. So just like, it's a bit of a safety net along with Wandering Pirate of like, as soon as I get Initiate Launch onto the board as a unique foundation, it's like, I'll block, oh, I had to commit a foundation, I'll play the reversal, I checked it, oh, respond, I'll ready this guy back up. Oh, hey, I didn't actually have to commit anything in order to play my reversal. It's twice per turn, Kurama's twice per turn, it's kind of a match made in heaven. And then the last card that we're playing is 1 A Sun's Love. Becoming an 8-hander, possibly a 9-hander is very good, as well as response or enhance remove. This deck loses safe playable while committed. So just every turn, hey, I'm gonna draw a card, even if that means there's a build out into Deadlock. That is one of the big things that the All-Symbol doesn't have right now is really good Deadlock abilities. But with that said, as being an 8 or a 9-hander, it just feels really fun. All right, and so that was the Kurama deck profile. If you liked it, make sure that you check out the matches that were played, or check us out live on twitch.tv/TCG University. Follow out there so you know whenever we go live. We don't just do UniVersus content. We do a bunch of different stuff. Brawling with Brett on Wednesdays and late night magic with Dave. So from all of us here at TCG University, thank you very much for watching, and stay alert.